Hi, I'm Andy from District 53, and here's my little tutorial on Astroblades from what I know so far. Yeah, thank you. So with the Astroblades, I'll start by just talking about where you can purchase materials. Some of the places are here, Lithas Trials. That should have been done already, but hasn't. Oh no, it's been done. Sorry, I take that back. Okay, so you buy the chests. These give you the random Tetris pieces. This one here is to upgrade the pieces. And there was also in Advanced Arena. You can buy more upgrade pieces. Okay, so this is the actual upgrade for the Astroblade itself that will eventually give you more slots. And then also the last part that I know of right now, at the time of this recording, is in here. You can buy more Ember pieces for upgrading and Astral Energy for upgrading the Astroblade. Okay, so when we go into here, let's pick any of the champs. We can do this one. Click on the Astroblade. So when you click on here, the screen's empty. What you can do is you can select whatever class is available to this champ. And when you fill it out, essentially what you're doing is you're filling it out based on class. So once you fill something out here based on class, any other champ that has that class available to them, you can select it and it will already be pre-filled with what you've already selected. Each class here has different bonuses. So you can see the warrior has some damage bonuses and strength increases. The assassin has some crit stats, sorry, and other effects. So I won't go into the stats and what they do and all that stuff. I'll leave it up to everybody here. You can also notice the colors for the Tetris items. So these give you bonuses based on if you can fulfill these requirements. And each class Astroblade has different requirements for the colors. Okay, so for now, let's use the warrior. Oh, already equipped, sorry, my bad. So to get new equipment, you start off with this one shard. Now one of the chests that we opened, or that we bought, sorry, in the Lithas Trials should give you some more shards. They call it Starlight Shards, I'll call them Tetris pieces. Okay, so we go back here to the Astroblade. Now, firstly, this screen here, you can upgrade the actual Astroblade itself. Each upgrade will give you increases in skill effect. Every 5 upgrade gives you more space. I haven't determined which space, like how it adds the space, whether it adds one row or whether it adds the surrounding rows, yet to be determined. But essentially, you can just upgrade to increase your stats. Over here is where you manage your Tetris pieces or your shards. Dismantling obviously gives you materials, and what you do with the materials is you can craft. Now I haven't got into the crafting side of it, but essentially you need a certain amount before you can craft. Doing the purple ones gives you a 5% chance of a yellow, but can't give you a red. Doing yellow ones gives you 5% chance of a red, but obviously more percent chance of yellows, and doing the red gives you the best outcome for red. You can also upgrade each shard as well. So when choosing, obviously look at the stats. So notice how I have 4 of the same shards. Each one can have different stats. So there's primary stats, and then there's 4 sub-stats. If you think of this as Raid Shadow Legends or Star Wars Galaxy, where you can have different items in the same slot, but they can have different random stats, so you can get lucky. and get the stats you want. The different stat outcomes are listed here. So in each slot slash color, you can get different ones. Now I don't know if this is a bug, but changing the color doesn't change the values here. So I don't know whether they haven't populated everything yet or whether it makes a difference. Normally going on previous systems, it should make a difference because technically the mythics should be stronger, but there's no changes here. So these are the potential primary stats that you can get. Okay, so each one has its own selection, but I think based on what I'm seeing, they're all the same. But then you're going to get some secondary stats, and it's random on what you get. So for primary and secondary, these are random. So if I'm looking at one to upgrade or use, looking at this, total damage is pretty nice, strength flat, I guess okay, not as good as percentage. Fortitude, unfortunately, is not what we want, but it's got strength percentage and total damage reduction, which is okay. Crit reduction, not that great. Damage reduction, strength, yeah, look, they're pretty average, these things. Block, crit, con. Unfortunately, this one's probably the best one to use as an example. So when you upgrade, pay attention to the total, the primary stat. That's the one that increases. Okay, so we want to use this one. In our Astrolabe, click on here, and now you can start fitting in the pieces of what you want to do. So we know that green here will allow you to get increased bonus. So if I just do maybe this one. Now you can rotate these. If it rotates in place, great. If it doesn't rotate in place, then what you'll have to do is take it off first, and then you can rotate, and you can see what orientation it is here. So that's what we want to do for this one. This situation here, I will probably put, I guess, this one here, and this one here. Play around with it, see what else you like, what else you can fit. The ideal situation is that you want to get pieces that are these colors. Okay, so I don't really have enough for those colors to get the bonus, but you get 10% bonus on the stat. But I don't have enough, so yeah. So click save and go return. Now you can see your stats bonuses that you're getting out of the Tetris that you've set up. Okay, this one again is your class bonus up here. And again, if you upgrade, you get increased stats. I'm not sure what the percentage is because they don't actually tell you. Unless it tells you here, but I haven't read that. And then now that we've got the warrior filled out, you can go to other warriors and use the same. So unfortunately I shouldn't have done the warrior because nobody uses warriors. But as an example, select it here and select, and you see it's all pre-filled out, and you use the same Astrolabe for the warrior. So it's good that it's done this way, because that way there's a lot less mucking around with each champ, and it's only warrior based, or sorry, class based. That's pretty much it for the tutorial. Any questions?
Are any of the other Guardian champions warrior based, where you could slap it on them?
Sky warrior. Yep. So I can select it. There's a tank there that has different stats and different sort of different colors, and then different class bonuses. But yeah, so because we've done the warrior, we can stick it here. Now, as another thing, you can always obviously deselect, so you can dismount everything by pressing this button, and it just moves everything down here. I don't want to do that because I want to put it back. This reset button here is only for resetting the levels. So it's not resetting the stat because the stats are static from what I can tell. And if you increase it by 5 levels, you unlock another stat, and increase it to level 10, you unlock another stat. So you can have 4 substats, 1 primary. And again, the primary one is the only one that increases as you level up. Yep, any other questions?
Are there enough pieces to put on another Guardian champion? Like the Marksman?
Say that again?
What about the Marksman stats? Can we put any of those pieces on a Marksman?
Yeah, the Marksman. Let's go look at the Marksman. I believe they had the Marksman. Yeah. So the Marksman has this implicit bonus. Yeah, so a bit of constant lifesteal when it's on below 50% health, and some damage bonuses cannot be dispelled or not be triggered within 20 seconds. So whatever it is, I'll leave the stats review to everybody else to read. But essentially, you can add the same thing here. So whatever fits. And this one I will need to rotate this way. And that's the best fit I've got there. So the good thing is for this one, at least you've got some of the colors already, and I've filled out the 2 greens. Now I'm looking this here, and it looks like it's blue, and it looks blue here, but it's cyan apparently. So there's different colors. So this may be just blue. Sorry. Whilst this is cyan, which I thought was blue, but it's not. Slightly different tinge. So go save, and if I go to other marksmans now, for example, I can choose the marksman. And it's already pre-filled out. That one's pretty easy to figure out. So the Guardians can have potentially 2 classes, whilst some of these also potentially 2 classes, depending on who the marriages were. Okay, so Mage and Assassin, which we haven't filled out yet. But even if you haven't filled them out, you should still at least select, because you'll be missing out on the implicit bonus. So really what you should be doing now is the teams that you're using, you should start selecting the Astrolabe already, because you still get these implicit bonuses here for the class. So that's going to be a bit of a pain going through each of your champs, but it is what it is. So which one do we do? Let's do this one, for example. And yeah, it's important to select. Now I'm going to double check that it does increase the damage to... Oh, I can't. So there's no stat increase here. What I was going to look for is to make sure that it actually does increase some of these stats. So which one has stat increases? Increases maximum constitution. Front row champs. Oh, it's got to be front row champs, so I don't get to see the instant stat change. But yeah, you get what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to confirm that it does increase without selecting any Tetris items in there, or placing any items, for whether that implicit stat is actually applied straight away. Which I assume it would be, and there's no reason for it not to be applied, because it doesn't say that that implicit stat doesn't get applied unless there's Tetris items in there. So yeah, you guys have to start going through all your champs and start filling them out, selecting the Astrolabe, whether or not the Tetris is filled out, or the Astrolabe is filled out. Okay. Any other questions?
I think that's it. Now you gotta do a fancy sign-off.
Thanks for listening to the tutorial, and hope everyone finds it helpful.